And so I want to welcome everyone to this 4-part series of drawing crop circles and learning about them, meditating with them. It's kind of like a month-long immersion. And I am so thrilled for everyone who has joined in on the fun. And so we're going to do drawing, we're going to do learning all about everything, but we love to drop in with a meditation and just take a moment for ourselves and bringing our attention inward, taking some nice deep breaths. Giving yourself this opportunity to connect with your body on the inhale, maybe through your nose. Feeling a sense of relaxation on the exhale, maybe through your mouth. Inviting you to do whatever your favorite thing to do is in order to bring yourself fully here, whether it's breathing, moving your body, calming your mind. Just allowing yourself to show up fully, connecting with all the parts of you that are offline sometimes. Connecting with your emotional body, your physical body, your mental body, your energy body, and your spiritual body. Incorporating all of these parts into this moment. Taking a deep belly breath into the expansive potential of this moment and the miracle that it is. Breathing into our hearts, cultivating a sense of gratitude for this human experience, this physical embodiment, feeling with every breath. Connecting to the solar planetary consciousness that we exist in, simultaneously breathing with our planet, our sun, moving in a spiraling vortex within this galaxy, connecting with this consciousness of vast and expansive reality. Breathing into the fullness of ourselves beyond this 3D form, remembering that we are infinite beings in this finite form. Deep, big breath in, anchoring in the body, remembering that multidimensional consciousness. Wiggling your fingers and toes and coming back as you're ready to our visual connection. We just move around. We just move around, and we're so vast and we're just in our little 3D reality, and we forget how extraordinary and expansive we are in our consciousness. And so that's really why I like crop circles. It's really why I hang out with sacred geometry a lot, is because it is a tool for accessing those levels of consciousness, right? So starting off by remembering how much more we are is the whole purpose of this month, right? Because it's really vital. I've been I want to say I'll say navigating, that's my new word, navigating the fine line between looking at how the media presents suffering and, one version of reality, and then also knowing the beauty and the light, and just navigating, holding both and experiencing both. It's been a roller coaster. And I would love to just have a check-in and hear how everybody's doing before we get into things. Just to finish that thought, the crop circles, the geometry, this fundamental language of the universe, right? It helps me remember, just helps me connect to the all that is. And we have lots of modalities, but these are my favorites. And I'm so tickled that you're all here and that it does that for you as well. So let me see. Okay, I'm recording, and just a couple of business. Yeah, we're gonna we'll go over some really cool information about the crop circle that we're doing today. And I'd like to do, dropping into a little another meditation and sort of setting the tone for the drawing, and then drawing, and then just weaving meditation into all of it, because that's a really powerful experiences drawing it. So, and then I have a little announcement at the end, so I'll try to remember to do that. That's my vision for the 2 hours. We just set that in place, and then we surrender to whatever's going to happen. So on that note, I would just love to hear from everybody, see how you're doing. And one thing I will ask is, if you can put yourself on mute when you aren't speaking. I've learned that it makes the recording really choppy, like you go back and forth between the videos. So otherwise, I would just love us to all be on like a conversation type thing, but that's very helpful. If anybody would like to start us off, I'm excited. It's been a little bit of time between me seeing everybody. So who's jumping in first? All right, Shelly, yay.
I know, I always start.
Awesome.
Doing well. I'm still really working on my art series for my show in February. And it's the geometry and flowers. And what I'd like to share is it's been so trippy. As I'm like building each piece, I do the skeleton of the geometry in mirror, and then I just sit there with it, and it's just so much fun because then it starts to move, and like my son will come down. He's like, "What are you making?" Yeah, it's like portals, and it's got me thinking about origins. It's got me thinking about energy as a particle in a wave, and how it just becomes the matter, and the structure, the geometry becomes the structure to disperse energy and nutrients from the stem and the petals. And anyway, that's where I've been since we last saw you. I'm sitting there tripping out with geometry and flowers.
Right, but it takes you all the way out, right? It's geometry and flowers here, but then it's like, infinite consciousness. God, that's awesome. And I'm glad to see that lamp behind you. That seems like a new development towards the art. I don't know. It's
that one there?
No, on the other side. That. Oh, I see. It's your piece on an angle. I had it.
Yeah, it's another piece that's on the table.
Fabulous.
Yeah, and I'll just share because we all will get this. My finished pieces are hanging on my wall, and on one side of the wall is my son's bedroom. And he came up the other day and he's like, "Mom, I had those wildest dreams. I was like a fairy, and all these flower creatures were talking to me and holding me, and blah, blah, blah." And he just went on and on. And I'm like, "Ooh, my flowers are working some magic on him."
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
It was really cool.
That's really cool. Of course, Pierce is feeling the magic. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it kind of was a recurring dream that he has, but it had expanded with the flower people, so it was kind of fun.
Oh, I love it. And you said something, which is another part of why I do these classes. You said, "Well, I know I can say this here," or something like that. And anything goes with all of you. And then, those coming on the call as well. It's like broad spectrum of acceptance for all the experiences, especially when we're going into crop circles and contact and all of those types of things. So I love it that you go first, and thanks for starting us off.
You're welcome.
So good to see you. All right, who's up next? Yeah, Pauline.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm glad to see Shelley and Nadi, and I don't know Maureen, but I'm glad you're here. Did I see you before? I don't know, but I'm glad you're here. And I don't know if I saw you, Amy, but I'm glad you're here too. Good to know you guys. Anyway, so I'm really excited about this wormhole thing. 'Cause you know, and I was looking at when I first saw it in your class before, and I was going, wow, all those things that I was feeling then I wrote down, and I still kind of feel that way, and but it still amazes me. So I'm really glad we're doing it. Thank you. I got my 11 by 14 paper today.
Yay.
My husband went to 3 stores, God bless him,
Oh
to
no.
get it.
Wow. All right.
So we're good. So we're good. I got my radios on.
Okay.
You guys, I don't know, about the radios, but with
Probably not.
There's contact with that, with the other. It'll sometimes beep off and answer questions and all that. I took a class with Lightnet with that. So I've been really interested with them lately. I just finished the 250 contact class.
Oh yeah.
That was amazing.
Awesome.
And so all of this is like, coming together, and I really missed the crop circles. I didn't get enough of it. So I had to come back.
I know.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about it.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear Pauline. So Pauline tell me if I'm wrong about this. She took the most recent 8-week crop circle course, right? And it ended, I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
While you were in England, yeah.
Well, I was in England, right? And then we came back and finished it, which just feels like forever ago, because I did go this year to see them. And
Cool.
honestly, if I'm honest, this is happening because of Pauline. Like she's like, can we just draw the wormholes? And I'm like, well, yeah, let's draw, and I maybe didn't have the conceptual framework that I could that people would want to do this. I mean, I know I want to, and that you want to, so you're all here, so you want to. But Pauline, so the 8-week course is offered through a platform called Lightnets. And it's my friend Zenka Caro, and she's all about contact with non-human intelligence, and she offers all these different classes on different ways to do that. Not necessarily contact with non-human intelligence, but just contact with a larger consciousness, sort of the multidimensional nature, right? And so she's just got all these courses. So Pauline took the crop circles, she's took the radios. There's using radio data as like radio signals to get feedback from ETs, quote unquote. And so Pauline's just all about the contact. I remember that being a really big theme for you. So I'm so excited that it looks like you're feeling more solid in that pursuit. It's good to see.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Okay, so glad you're here.
Me too.
And yeah, all right. And then Maureen and Amy, if you want to say how you've come to be here with me and with everybody. All right, Maureen's jumping in. Hi there.
Hello. I did the 8-week course, crop circle course earlier in the year, so April or somewhere around there. Anyway, and then we couldn't stop, and so we then did another 4 weeks, and that was wonderful. And in that 4 weeks, we did a little bit of the drawing, so that was great. But since then, I remember back then I was saying, I could feel something, there's more coming in, but I couldn't define it. Well, in between then and now, I really can feel my multi-dimensional self way better. That almost I don't know what to do with it. I can't organize it. It just sort of pops in and I've got to go with it. But there's an understanding. I just feel it. I feel way more expansive. And just lately, I worked with the Stargate group, and they've been in Egypt with Neil and that, doing this amazing work in Egypt. And we've been getting the live streams, lots of wonderful information from there. And seriously, it just takes me to places where I fall asleep or I go unconscious way more than I usually do. So then I have to go back and re-listen until I can get it on this level. But so that's really full on at the moment. They've just done the Egypt there into Greece, which is 1,000 Stargaters all meeting in person and all the rest of us. And the energy's been off the charts for a month or so regarding that. So, and then last night I got your replay on your sacred geometry. So last night and this morning I've been listening to that. I'm in Australia, it's 10 a.m. thereabouts now. And that's just primed me perfectly, and it's put all that other multi-dimensional stuff. I don't know how all those things you went through. Yes, that's part of it. Nassim and Adam Apollo and so many things that you mentioned. I've had glimpses of, or I've been trying to nut out for some time. So anyway, putting it all together into a package that I can understand a little bit more. So here I am right now, and we're going to draw it. And I think that's just perfect.
So perfect. It's just going to anchor everything you're talking about. I just so appreciate your diligence of looking, the portal to ascension and all of the challenges has been to getting that video. And I'm so glad, perfect timing, that it's sort of helping, to coalesce all of it.
Perfect timing, Nadi.
Perfect timing, we know. And I want to riff on your piece really quick before Amy about falling asleep, because I believe my experience with the crop circles has been there'll be like a deep dive and then it's like, oh, they go away. Or, that falling asleep, or all of the things that are a little counterintuitive, but it's really about the integration. So, I mean, we're going to be drawing, but there's some big transformation that's happening, right? Even just responding to the call of wanting to do this, we're saying, yes, please. And so, just wanting to encourage however the process shows up, that it's so perfect. And then I'll just keep reminding us that this is way more than drawing, but you all know that, but that's just part of the, activation. So, okay. So glad you made it. And then last but not least, Amy.
Well, hi, everybody. I've been drawing with Nadi for quite a while. And I did a little bit of drawing crop circles. I try to do a little bit on my own. I kind of look for some to try to draw. And there's a guy that I follow a little bit that Nadi knows, and he draws them periodically. Anyway, I've been a little bit out of the loop with the drawing, but the ideas are in my head. And oddly enough, not to go off on any tangent, but it was just delighting me that Shelley was talking about integrating flowers with geometry, because I've lately been in this obsession. I'm learning how to draw flowers. And I have these ideas of how I'm going to integrate them into the geometry, but I haven't done anything yet with that. But it was just cool to hear you say that. So anyway, I'm just happy to be here with all of you. It just feels like a part of me that most people don't speak to. So thank you for that. All right, that's all.
Oh, it's so good to have you here and see you again. I live that life where it's the highest compliment where someone says to me, oh, I can tell you this, like that means so much to me. So I'm really glad to hold that space. And I want to say to you, this must be right, that you must have shared a class with Leanne. I don't know if you remember. One of the geometry classes. You must have done that, yeah, because she's in the PCC one again, and she's just like, she's really getting into it. Like, she's so much more solid and loving it. And she goes, I mean, it's nothing like Amy does, but I'm happy. It's really sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know, because it was like, I think 2 series ago, I think, that you guys were drawing together. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna pause 1 second. Okay, great. So I want to give a shout out to, Stephanie and Marla, and Vicky might join us. It was just sort of a last minute thing. But if we're watching on the recording, just welcome, and looking forward to having you be part of the party as well. So what I would love to do is, I just want to go over a couple of things that I just discovered in, hanging out with the formation. And then, how was I going to do that? I want to set a little intention, and then And then I want to do a little check-in or individual meditation connection with our future selves, right? I'm drawing this crop circle and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh my God, I'm talking with my future selves. It was like, it really is this like wormhole portal. And I think that we could just really bring awareness to that and see what happens, right? I mean, nothing might happen or the dream time, so we're just, it's just setting the intention of communication that's powerful enough. Okay, so information will draw and we'll meditate. That's what I don't know, I'm going for, like, we'll have the whole experience today. And then I've discovered 2 crop circles that I didn't add into the vote, but I think I'm really drawn to them. So I'm just going to show you, they might pop up as well. Okay, so these are my yearbooks, right? These are the temporary temple yearbooks. I think I've shown all of you these. I love these so much. They're just consistently such fun reference books. So 2006. So let's see, context wise, we are about 15 years into the phenomenon at this point. And this decade, 2000 2015, was like outrageous for all of the designs. This was, I think, the showstopper ender for this one. So this was the first of its kinds, right? This was sort of the first, they call them nesting crescents as well as wormholes. And I'll read you a little bit, because I think Karen, well, she talks about how this sort of 3D nature, this was one of the early ones where they're suggesting another dimensional reality, right, to go into it through this. And I knew that this was the reality, but in most of the circles that I was looking into, the farmers, this is where all of the contentious relationship, made the news, because the farmers mowed this one down 3 days later. And there's another one that was amazing that they mowed down the same day. And so it's just like, it's woven into the consciousness of these, right? Like the hardcores like are amazed by what's being communicated. And then there's also an interpretation of like, disregard, right? So that was interesting. And there was another one, I mean, interesting, not interesting, but it was noteworthy. And then that year there was this is the one that was mowed down the same day, which is tragic. Like they caught images of it, but I mean, this is so profound. You've all seen the Thrive clip that I show where that's alive and whirling, and it's like a toroidal field that's generating energy. And I'm sorry, that's sort of a side note, but this one is just so communicative of a toroidal energy flow. But they really started. So we have a single nesting crescent here as well. And I think depending on where we're at, I drew a single as well, because I was just so like hopped up on them last night. I'm like, let's just do a single too. So we've got that option as well. But it really, there are a lot of manifestations of this one and a lot of different things you can do with it. So once you get the pattern of how to reverse the circles and create that dimensional change, there's a lot of different things. And I can send you these, if you want to have them to play with as well. That was 2007. And then this one is 2011, and they're just kind of, they kept taking different forms. And there's one I'm thinking of that's called the Goddess that I don't have. It's really similar kind of nesting circles. So that pattern started to weave its way in. And then the Goddess one looks like this one. So, right. So starting to see more and more detail. This was 2003. So it's nesting, but it's also not. But that's one of those where the fine lines are just outrageous, like, okay, let's just get a clue as to what's going on. So just looking through the books and finding that pattern, and early on when I was discovering the crop circles, my brain just wanted to naturally to like lump them together, right? And part of my thinking was that different races had different styles, right? So that crescents would have been part of one group or one cohort, and that the spheres and some of the others, the wormholes, or the geometry. Like they just have certain styles that repeat everywhere. So the wormholes are one of those things, I think. Okay, so we're going to do the wormholes today. And I don't think we'll have time, but I know for sure that we want to do this one. Like there were some votes, and this is really crop circle-y, right? This is a fun design. So we'll do that one. And that one is based in a 9-fold geometry. So we might do a homework kind of thing where we do the frame, like we do the pie. Might do that, like encourage everyone that if you can do it during the week, but I also, jury's out, we probably just do the whole thing in a class, but just try to maximize how many we do. This one, so I sent out some of the ones, and they're all kind of contenders, and a lot of you said, I'm good with whatever we do, I will say, Maureen, in the last class, honestly, we did a crop circle that I thought would be more simple, and it was like PhD level, and I glitched it at the very end, so I might resequence that, but also I want to give Maureen props for hanging in there and doing this. Everything else we will do will probably be easier than that. It was amazing what we did, and you hung in there for that. So I think this one would be really fun. It's appealing. It's kind of straightforward in terms of reversing the circles, but it's a really satisfying pattern. So that might get on the list. You can see it's just reversing the circles, but it looks really cool. So that one, as I was looking through everything today, that one made it into the conversation. And then this one looks a little more challenging, but really is just about creating the circles and then over, what is that? Not superimposing a triangle, figuring out how to do the opposite. So we'll see about those guys. If you have any thoughts, please do email me in between. But those are, is anybody drawn to either of those last two? I'm just email me, because we'll leave it anonymous and we'll go from choosing the design separately. Any thoughts or questions about any of that? I mean, it's just kind of an easy overview, but before we get into meditations and drawing and whatnot. Yeah.
Nadi, since we saw you last and you had a chance to process a lot of the things that happened this summer and all of that, any insights that you had since then? I mean, you were still processing.
Yeah. Thanks for remembering that. I know there have been. I don't have my brain on that particularly right now. Let's see if I can call anything up. But
okay.
but Amy, Amy and Maureen, I went to England the last week of July and the first week of August, and it was amazing. I got to sit in a crop circle that had been made the day I got there, and then got to sit in it the next day, and it was really extraordinary. Okay, I'll give this, Pauline. I can't put a lot of, I'm sure there have been, and I'll think about it, then if I come up with anything, I'll have it. What I was aware of was drawing this last night. I got, because I had drawn it and figured it out and then sequenced it officially, right? So drawing it, I got that same giddy, elated, the best tee-hee that I have, that it kind of beyond a human thing. And I had that when I sat in the crop circle in England, and I couldn't distinguish, right, if that was just my elation or if that was coming from the formation. And I still can't, but it was interesting to see that again as I was drawing, because I might just be so elated at some kind of homecoming contact. It feels like it's in that category where it's just delightful to talk to everybody again. I don't really have words, but that's sort of what I would say. And I know that my life has just been back to back intensity since that trip. so it hasn't ended. And I talked to a lot of people where it seems like that's almost a new norm in some level, because even if the material world details aren't manifesting, it's like the internal process of like daily work of integrating all of the energies, all of the things we learn and hear about. It's just feels like full-time job, and here we go. And I'll think about that though, Pauline. Thanks for the loving thought. Okay. Yeah, not so much information. Oh, yeah, I mentioned it was made in 2006, but that's, I suppose we could think about the consciousness of the planet and the consciousness of like America at that time. That's an interesting thing to contemplate. But I was a little bit more oriented towards our future self, so I didn't go backward. So I don't know any of that stuff. So, so my thoughts are really to do a little drop-in meditation of just affirming that this is, and we are here because we are responding to our highest, most benevolent guidance that has brought us here for the experience and the expansion, and that we are blessed and protected, and that only the highest frequencies in consciousness are being communicated. So I always kind of trust that and operate it on it, but I think it's good to speak to, the fact that we are welcoming divinity in the highest forms, and that only the light and loving presence of source consciousness will be with us today. That's always a good thing to affirm, because we are opening to different levels of consciousness with these formations, right? They are powerful tools, and we'll draw them now. We may have experiences now, we may not, but Pauline was once again at the forefront of like encouraging awareness of how they might be influencing us over the week, right? And between the classes, and how it can be subtle, it can be obvious. Oh yeah, we're having an eclipse next week. Like, holy camole, it's this huge eclipse in Libra. We're in the window. Fasten your seatbelts. It's a booster for whatever's going on, and that will for sure influence us. And I have more information on that. I have a great source if you want to learn more. I always tune into eclipses. They're one of the most profound astrological events, and they've changed my life a lot. So I just kind of breathe extra around that time. So, and it's oh God, we have a class on the day. We have a class on the eclipse. That's nuts. Okay. It's extraordinary, right? We'll change that language. So, wow, we'll have to tune into that and tap into that cosmic flow. That's fascinating. I hadn't put that together.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. Just jettison ourselves into a new level of awareness. All right. I will include a little blurb about the eclipse when I send out the recording and the PDF. And I'll have the PDFs for all of these, so you can go back and do them. So highest and best, as always. And also we'll set that template for life, right? It's not necessarily in this moment with this exercise. We're just affirming the highest and best, as always, for ourselves and for the good of all. So it is. Let's see. So we've talked about cosmic seatbelts because they can do powerful things. What I will say is that once you get the pattern, it makes a little bit more sense, but this one can be a little twisty as we're getting the basic design, but hopefully I sequenced it right, and we'll walk through it. So I just keep wanting to offer any thoughts or things you're bringing in, any desires, or I just like to pause and make sure I'm not talking too much. They all good? Like we're good to keep going. Okay, so where are we at? We're all right. So that's our time frame. So let me see, future self. So I wanna set that tone. Let's do a thing. Let's sort of lay out the paper. We'll get our compass to the right measurement, and then we'll pause and we'll do a little intention setting with that. So we'll get the details out of the way. So, so we're going to be doing landscape orientation, right? Wide level, wide orientation. And we're going to start with the compass at, I wrote it down. Let me just look. That'll be way easier. We're going to start with the compass. We're using centimeters, right? Because this is a really big shape and we had to fit it on the page. So 8 centimeters on them for the first measurement of the compass. I think that's all we needed to do, and then we'll drop into things. So making sure we've got that, and we've got compass, a fine tip eraser is really so helpful, and then a ruler. Those are the 3 that we'll use here. This. Let me ask you all. I didn't give us a heads up, so I in terms of like background music for meditations, but it always takes me just a little bit deeper to have some frequency on in the background. So I'm going to see if we can do this while we just connect with our future selves. But I need you to tell me the volume on it when I play it, and if it's like distracting or a nice thing. It just helps me go into it. So hang on a second. Okay, so, oh, I don't know if you can hear it with my dealio on. Probably can't. That's fine. Put on for myself. And I don't want it to distract from what we're doing, meaning if it delays the video. So let me know if it seems to glitch. I think I'll put in a link for a frequency tune for YouTube, because I think all of you have been on a call where we play it in the background and then have a meditation. So we'll bring that on next time. So let's do a brief but spacious meditation to connect with our higher selves and set the intention of connecting with our higher selves. So once again, I want to encourage you to settle in nice and comfy into your body and begin to take some nice deep breaths. Deep, full belly breaths. Nice and easy at your own pace, just using the opportunity again to connect more deeply, becoming more present. Taking some deep breaths all the way down to your toes. Remembering your legs, its physical form, knees, thighs. Feeling your hips with every breath sinking into the surface, supporting you more deeply. Using the breath to simultaneously relax as well as enliven. Breathing fully into your torso and your lungs. Opening your shoulders. Feeling into your arms. Remembering your body. And a deep breath into your neck and shoulders, releasing any tension you might be holding there. And relaxing your facial muscles. Connecting with your crown, the energy at the top of your head. Creating a connection between that energy point all the way down your spine, feeling the base of your sacrum. energizing your energy channels. Feeling a connection to divine source consciousness of the cosmos, and simultaneously anchored in the root chakra of our planet, grounding our systems into that connection of our human earthly bond. Feeling your system expands and ground in connection with your breath. And as we grow our consciousness of this present physical and spiritual moment, open your awareness to the simultaneity of other aspects of yourself that exist as well in this moment. Acknowledging the vast, infinite reality of your energy, connected to a single source consciousness that has aspected itself into this reality. Feeling yourself as here and also connected out there beyond this form. Taking a deep breath into the knowledge that there are aspects of you in the future, what we would call the future. A soul connection to the more experienced aspect of your consciousness, the more skilled and advanced aspect of you. Directly related and connected. Feeling that connection through your heart, breathing into the love that you share, the love that your future self has for you. And acknowledging the potential reality of this future self in your heart, in your being, connected deeply. Grounding that connection in your body with your breath. And activating your third eye, your inner eye, your awareness and connection to communication with you and your future you, acknowledging that you are participating in an activity in order to develop that connection. Generating a receptivity in that acknowledgement that the perfect information and intelligence will be communicated in the present, in the future, all at once, breathing into the unknowing, breathing into the potential of deep connection with your future self, with all of the aspects of yourself that you are. Feeling that connection in your body. Grounding into this moment. And using your breath to ground back into our present moment reality in this call. Orient it gently as you're ready to come back, connect visually, maintaining that connection that we've cultivated. With that, let's draw. I'm going to bring up my PowerPoint. Does anybody need anything before we start? All set. Okay. So, screen share. Go. Pause 1 second. Click. See. Everyone can see the screen, wormholes and nesting crescents. Wonderful. So what we're going to do is we're going to find on either side of, we're going to find the midpoint on the right and left vertical, right? So at the borders of the page, just measuring so that we can find a horizontal line. And what I will say with this is you can also, you can ballpark, right? It doesn't have to be precise. We're just going for a nice horizontal line approximately in the center of the page. So, and it's, a challenge because it's 14 inches wide and we only have 12-inch rulers. So just finding your way to a somewhat horizontal line. And as always, what I have for the classes is heads down and working. So if I go too fast, please jump in at any point. Just a nice horizontal line. And nothing else is going on. We just got that line is our orientation. And the overall pattern that we're going to repeat again and again and again is that we will, let me see this, I don't have my compass with me. We will be making a circle and then closing the compass by 0.5 centimeter and then making a circle, closing it by 0.5 centimeter. Like it's going to be that same pattern again and again. And there's nothing else. Like that's it. That's how we're making the circles that are getting closer and getting smaller and smaller. Okay. So nothing tricky. The only trick is the direction of the compass and switching it up. All right. Got our line. We got our horizontal line. Okay. Thumbs up. Nope. Maureen, we're going to make sure we've got it and that we're all together. A little tricky to come out of a spacey meditation and go into drawing, but we can do it. Now set. Okay, Maureen got it? Is that a yeah? Okay. All right. So now what we are doing, we're gonna open the compass. We did this already. So we've got an 8 centimeter width, correct? Okay, so we're gonna start, I hope this is right. We're gonna place the compass point 12 centimeters from the right hand margin, right? So basically we're going to give ourselves about a 3-inch width on the outside of the compass. So it's going to look like this. You're going to measure 12 centimeters in, compass point is going to go down, and then we'll get this circle. So hopefully we've got just a little margin. 12 centimeters doesn't have to be rigid at all. We're just giving ourselves like an inch or two on the right hand margin. I'm gonna just add the caveat that I think I've done some of this accurately. There's quite a lot of potential for glitches, so I think I've got it. Pretty much got it. So we've got our circle here, looking the same on the right side of the page. A little bit of a margin, 8-inch centimeter wide, so that gives us I believe a 16-inch diameter, right? Fully wide circle. So here is the first step. We've got our 8-inch centimeter width, right? So now we're going to close the compass to 7.5 centimeters. If I switch up and say inches at any point, we are only doing centimeters. It's just that that is my Western default. So closing the compass to 7.5 centimeters, what you're going to do is place the pencil point on the intersection point of the circle and the horizontal line. And then that shows you where your compass point goes, right? So we're just going to continue to orient with the pencil point, and then your compass point goes down and it gives you this first crescent circle, right?
So Nadi,
yeah.
before we, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So the 12, okay, where the compass point is, that's 12 centimeters from the right hand, is it?
Yeah, so we're just basically, it
Okay.
doesn't have to be precise at all. We're just giving
Okay.
ourselves, yeah. And then this will be our, right, because that gives us a 4 centimeter. We good?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's at 8 on here, right?
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. All right,
yep,
thanks.
you got it. So yeah, because I may be clear, I may not. So definitely thank you for making sure we're clear on that. Pencil point. So you've got the 8 centimeter wide circle, and now you're going to close it to 7.5 centimeters. And then the pencil point, we're kind of flipping up, right? The pencil point is acting as like the compass point. So pencil point goes down. That shows you where your compass point goes on the horizontal line. And then in that same position, pencil point to the outer perimeter of the circle on the left side. And you give it another circle, and that's going to give you that second circle, which is oriented just a little bit differently, right? Like that.
Mm.
All right. That's a frowny face, Pauline. Let's see.
Yeah,
Where do we need to go? Yep.
Well,
see what you
your
got.
margin,
Yeah.
your first circle margin,
Yeah.
it seems like it's closer to the edge than mine is. Even
Closer
though
to
I
say
went
it.
in 12 centimeters from the end.
Let me see.
Like this.
Hang on.
Oops. So it seems like
Oh, I
this
can't
is
see.
farther than yours. You
It's
can't see?
totally
Okay.
fine. That's totally
Okay.
fine. I just,
Oh, okay.
yep.
Okay,
All
okay.
I could have just said an inch it. So all we're doing is making a little space between the circle and the page. That's all that is.
Okay.
Right. So 12 centimeters was roughly the measurement into where you would put your compass point, because then an 8 centimeter circle gives us about, did we work it out?
Yeah, well, that was what I did, 12 centimeters from the edge.
Yep. 12
Yeah, okay.
centimeters in, and then you close your compass to an 8 centimeter
Yep.
radius.
Okay,
And then
yep.
that's going to give you the 16. We got it?
Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Right.
all
And then we're closing the compass, right? It's at 8 centimeters. We're closing it to 7.5. Right. And then that's when the pencil point goes at that intersection on the left, right? Pencil point's going to go down first. And then that shows you where the compass point goes down. You keep the width the same. It guides you to the compass point, and then make your circle. And it should be an internal circle that is oriented to the left. Now, what I want to say is that this glitches your brain a little bit, right? It's asymmetrical in the way as we're drawing it. Give it a try. Closing it to the compass to 7.5 centimeters, and then you just put your pencil point here, right there.
Oh, 7.5. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. 7. We're closing it a little bit. We're going to close in on the shape. So 7.5, and then you put your pencil point right there at the intersection. Compass point goes a little bit off center now, right? So then we're going to make that second circle, and it's going to look like that. How's that coming? I see 2 yeses. Maureen, how's it sitting? Thumbs up. Okay, Pauline, we there? All right.
No, I just had to turn it from 7 to 7.5.
Okay. 7
So
and a
I'm
half.
doing
We're
that.
gonna be
Okay. Gotcha.
doing a 1/2 centimeter every time to get it a consistent width, which is nice. You just have to, it's just 1/2 centimeters. We don't have to go big measurements or everything. You can see that for sort of crescent moon type shape.
Yep.
Solid? Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So it's going to be the same exact step, but we're closing the compass another 1/2 centimeter, right? So now you're at 7 centimeters wide. And it's that exact same step where you put the pencil point here at the intersection of the circle and the horizontal line over here on the left. Pencil point goes down. That places the compass point on the horizontal line and gives you that second circle. All right, looks like some heads nodding. That's great. Okay, spectacular. It's going to be the same step every time. Right, so we've got our second circle. Looking like that, thumbs up. Yeah, do give me the thumbs up when you've got it. All right, let me see this one more. Okay, awesome, spectacular. So now closing the compass to 6.5 centimeters. Okay. 6.5, and same exact step, pencil point goes to the intersection on the left. That places the compass point down on the horizontal line. And that just gives you the next circle. And we have got this sort of like leftward motion, right? This is creating some of the dimension, and you can see, awesome, thumbs up, thank you. You can see, all right, here in the center, we've got this interesting development, where we've got this, we're closing it and we're seeing the points close 1/2 centimeter as well every time, roughly. Right, so it's showing up in the center like that. So that was 6.5. So now we're closing the compass to 6 centimeters. Right, and then exact same step. Pencil point goes here at that center intersection on the left, and that'll show you where the compass point goes down. And then that gives you our 5th circle. Right, so it's the exact same step every time for just a little bit longer, and then we'll reverse and do the same step a different way. All right, looks like heads are up. Great. So if I get the measurements wrong, just remind me, because I'm doing this in my head, so I'm not tracking. And I think we're at 6. Are we at 6 centimeters now? Because we just did 6.5, correct? So we're at 6. Okay, does that look right? Are you repeating that circle? Are we at 6? 5.5. Okay, so closing it to 5.5, then I'm going to try to track. Sorry. Okay, so 5.5, same pattern. Pencil point goes to that center point. Then here I went in a close up, right? This is so cool because the dots are lining up. They're showing us the 1/2 centimeter measurements. Ish, like they're not perfect, but it's pretty cool, I think, that way, because they're going to line up for the other rings. All right, so that was 5.5, right? Same step for a couple more times. All right, thumbs up. Now we're closing it to 5. Right, looks like everybody's cruising along together. Groovy. Still on the same step of the pencil point going at that center. And that creates our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th circle. Super cool. just in and of itself. These are so cool. All right, thumbs are up. Okay. Go. There we go. So now we're closing it to 4.5. Same step. Making that next circle oriented to that center point on the left. Are we at 4.5 centimeters? That would be the measurement. Yep. So 4.5 and same step that compass point is guiding us. Sorry, pencil point is guiding us.
How many circles will
that?
we end up with?
1, 2, 8. 8 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the next one, which is 4 centimeters, will give us our 8th circle. Because we had an 8 centimeter wide circle. So now we've cut it in half 8 times, right? So we want to be here. This is our final shape on this direction. And this, you should have 8 lines.
2, 3, 4.
Well, the 8th is the outer ring, right? Is that right?
Counting the outer one.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry. Nope. One more. Is that right?
I may have got you off a half a centimeter.
Yeah, but either way, isn't that cool? Or wait, does everybody's look like this
Come on.
with the progression, or are we skipping one? Is this look? Everybody's got that centimeter by centimeter progression.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, Pauline, lay it on me.
Okay, did you say that there's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have one more. I believe we have.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we do want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inner rings, right? Is that right? I hope that's right.
Mhm.
I've
8
got 9.
9 with the outer ring.
The outer ring
Okay.
is 9.
That's
I'm
it.
pretty
1,
sure this
2,
is
3,
accurate.
4, 5, 6. No,
No.
I think if we're doing the big one, right?
Mm.
Are we doing the big one right now? The big,
We are doing the big one. Yep. But
okay.
Pauline, what I'm going to ask you to do is just set that one aside because it'll throw you off a little bit to look at the big one. It is the same, but because of how the lay of the crop and the standing crop are, it'll throw you off until we get complete with the design.
Okay.
All right, so just put that thing upside down. So we should have, what we have are 8 full circles, right? So that means 9 lines, right? We have 8 full rings. Sorry, 4 full rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th ring goes in the end. Trust me, it's right. We're there. If you've got this, we're there. Does everybody have this? Let me see. Can we just do a little check-in? Can we just do I mean, I think everybody's got it, but excellence. All right, looking good.
I
Okay,
think
thumbs
it's
up.
like 8 rings, but 9 lines.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we are going to, we're at 4 centimeters wide, correct? That's the width that
Mhm.
we're at. Okay. So we're going to close the compass to 3.5 centimeters. All right. And now we're going to reverse the process we've been doing, right? So we've been orienting the pencil point to this left side. Now we're going to orient it to the right. So this intersection of the horizontal line and the inner circle is where we're going to go with the pencil point now. So it's going to look like this, right? So pencil point is, sorry, the shadow. Well, actually by the shadow is where we want it. So the pencil point is going to go on the right intersection of that inner circle and the horizontal line. That'll show you where the compass point goes. And interestingly enough, there sort of should-ish be already a compass point there, right?
Mhm.
So that's going to give you this, right? When you orient the pencil to the right side and you place the compass down. So it's exactly the same step. We're just reversing the direction. So we were on the left side. Pencil was on the left side. Now it's on the right side. So it will give you a circle curving to the left. The new measurement will be on the left side. All right, thumbs up on that. Okay, this is the place where I got frizzled last night because this directional shift, you don't change the measurement at all, and somehow it looks bigger to me. So I kept double checking, like, is that right? So, all right, we got that. All right, Pauline.
No, I was,
All right,
I'm sorry.
it's all right. No, it's all right.
So I had to add that next, from the other direction we started with. I had to finish that last circle because I didn't have it. So I
Okay.
just finished that, and so I kind of missed what you said.
Oh, great. Well, just tell
So-
me if you need
so
another
what's the
minute,
next?
please.
Okay.
Will you promise to tell me? Yeah, because I don't want to
Okay.
rush beyond. Yeah.
Okay.
We get that internal pressure, and it's so natural drawing with a group of people. I totally know that part, but it's, you know, keep in mind that if we're doing one more step, everybody has the opportunity to breathe and deepen to the shape, deepen in, right? So it's never like anybody's waiting for you. We've had that meditation, and it's just an opportunity to reconnect and go, oh, future self, I'm coming towards you, right? So you're not holding anybody up. It's really rich. So the step then is you're going to close your compass point to 3.5 centimeters, right? We just keep notching it down. 3.5. And then the step is similar. We're just flipping the direction of the compass. So your pencil point is now gonna be oriented to the right side, right? That inner
circle.
Actually, the inner intersection between the horizontal line and that inner circle. That's where your pencil point is going to go. And then just as before, that's going to show you where the compass point falls. And then you give it that next circle. Okay. So got that?
And then go to just clockwise?
Yep. Compass is going to go clockwise, counterclockwise.
Counter? Oh.
You can, where this point is clockwise or counterclockwise, you can do either way. You can go from the top down, you can go from the bottom up. Either way. I'm sure there is something maybe about going into the future or the past.
Oh,
by whichever way you
yeah.
choose. That'll be next level.
Oh, gosh.
We're just getting the job done this time. Oh, so you got that opposite facing crescent?
Me, no.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, the reason that the drawing classes work in my world is that, like I said, however you're getting, you can revisit the meditation, you can revisit that space of connecting with your future self, and you can just be having an imaginary conversation, like, what would that be like, right? That's what the opportunity is. So how's that? We got it? We got all that nesting crescent in there?
Well, my compass keeps slipping. That's what it is.
Oh, well, that just always screws it up.
It pains me. Okay, let's see here.
All right.
Okay, 3.5. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, wait.
All right.
It's supposed to be 3.5, right?
We're going for 3.5 because we keep shrinking in towards the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
I think
pencil
my last
point.
one was, I think that last circle I had before we went the opposite direction
Hang on,
was,
let me see.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't done that reverse one yet. Is this correct right now?
Hang on, don't move, all right? And put the side that's towards your face more towards the computer. Okay. And then to the left,
sorry.
to your right. Yeah, okay. One, all right, don't move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9.
9. Perfect. You've got 9. Yeah, so you're perfect, right? You're doing great. I can see how your compass is slipping, and that last one is a little bit bigger, but you can still, it's all right. We'll still get the job done. It might look a little different.
Yeah.
So
okay.
compass width to 3.5.
But my last one was 3.5, so it's going to be the same, isn't it?
All right. So go in for 3. Yep.
Okay. That's
yeah,
why it was bigger. That's why it was bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's totally fine. You want,
Okay.
we can adjust, and then it'll be different. Yeah.
So
There's no
4.
precision here.
So go to 4.
No, go to 3. We're
Go to
getting
3, go
smaller
to
and
3,
smaller.
go to
Yeah, we'll
3.
see how it goes. It might be hard when it gets smaller. But I
Okay.
want to add that we are reverse engineering in a non-mathematical way. So this will be imprecise for all of us, right?
Okay.
So then here you go. Remember, this step is putting the pencil point at
Yep.
that intersection on the right. All right.
Okay. Yep.
And then, yep. And then the next circle is going to go this way. So you should have this.
Yeah. It's coming.
Awesome. Amy's cats are with us, which is fabulous.
Okay, girls. Got it.
Got it. Fabulous. All right. We got a little moon energy going on here for this eclipse coming up,
Yeah.
right? All right. So Pauline, you're always going to be one. I'll try to remember, but
And you wonder why
everybody,
you were drawn to this one.
right?
Because it's hard, right?
Yeah. So were we at 3.5 to 4 out of
You
5?
guys
Looks like
were.
3.5. So
Yeah.
then closing it to 3, and then Pauline, you're at 2.5. And the only
Yep.
thing, Pauline, is you might be missing one circle because it's just too small on the inside, and it's really fine. It's totally, there's no harm, no foul. So pencil point again on the right side, and then that gives you that inner circle, which is 3 centimeters. Sorry, that would be 7 centimeters wide, but 3.5 centimeters. 3, 6. I'm going to stop talking. So we're at 3 centimeters, correct? We've closed the compass to 3 centimeters, and then we've put the compass point on the right side, and that's given us that circle that kind of moves towards the left. All right, and then Pauline, you're getting the design. It's just a little smaller, a little different. Okay, great.
Little wonky.
Yeah, aren't we all?
It's okay. That's
So
me too.
you're doing great. You're doing great. This was designed to frizzle your brain a little bit. It's going to get us
Yeah.
right. That's part of the contact.
That's
is we're
right.
open and track me if I'm wrong. So that was 3. So then 2.5. We're closing to the width of 2.5 centimeters. And Pauline, you're just subtracting 1. You got that. And then that'll be the next circle, right? Same exact step, just closing the compass every time and closing in the circles. All right, got it. Yeah, groovy. So 2.5, are we at 2 now? 2 centimeters, right? Closing your compass to 2 centimeters. Same step, pencil point on the right. And if you notice, your compass point might be falling somewhere in the proximity of those already existing points. Maybe not, but also maybe in kind of what I thought was a cool way. Like, it was close enough for me to think that was, it's just mathematically yummy. Somehow it's just that the centimeters are playing against each other. So then you can get the pattern right. Now we're down to 1.5. And I think, Pauline, you'll just miss the inner circle. You could super eyeball it, make it tiny, but your compass isn't going to go any smaller. So 1.5 are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think we're making the 6th circle. I'm not tracking well. I'll stop talking. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say, oh, did I skip 1? So we're at 1.5 inches, correct? Yep. It's getting smaller. It's getting a little trickier. Okay, 1.5 inches. We got that. Am I going too fast? I don't want to go too fast. Sorry. Okay. I'll wait till I get thumbs up from everybody. It's gonna be all right. Thumbs up. You know, you can adjust, right? I'm thumbs up. Got it, Amy. You can, and I'm Maureen. Got it. Play with it, right? If the measurement doesn't look equal, close it a little bit, right? This next time you'll know that's the rough estimate, is the centimeter at a time, right? But play with it, right? I definitely did. So Pauline, thumbs up. It's happening. Awesome. All right, Shelly, you got it. Okay. So that was 1.5. So then we're going to go 1, right? And I gotta let my cat out. Wait, what time is it? Yeah, I can let him out. I'll be right back. All right. I think I did 2 steps at once here. So that was a centimeter and a half, was it? And now we're down to 1, right? Okay, so then that, I think this is 1. Sorry, I think I did 2 steps at once because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I did 2 steps at once. Sorry about that. So that is 1 centimeter, right? That's our second largest circle. Second smallest. All right, thumbs up. Great. And then, nope, sorry, not to rush. All right, good. Got it. And then, of course, we're going to get down to 1/2 centimeter. So, Pauline, that's probably the end of the road for you. And these circles are so small. It takes moments to get into that specificity, right? Into that measurements, right? But hopefully we've got that. And then you can sort of take a step back from your incredible efforts. And if you would like to, I believe it was at this point that I erased the horizontal line. Although I don't think I cleaned that stuff somehow. So we'll take a pause. We'll look at, see what we've got. So just tuning into this thing, right? There's always the left brain design part of getting the measurements right. But then this one you can just really play with in terms of which way it's pointing. Oh my God, it goes in and it goes out. Oh, it's just so much fun. Is that so? So just spend some time with just like breathing and connecting with that. Is it going in? Is this like a portal in? Is it broadcasting out? Is it like, there is so much going on here. So if you want to erase the horizontal line in there, it just, you know, gives it a little more depth. And I'm going to come out of screen share and let's just have a little check-in. How's it going? I'm sorry, I'm geeking out on my own here. How's it going? All right, thumbs up. What else though, Shelley? Let's do a little check-in. What are you feeling? What are you noticing?
Oh, it's really cool. I love it. It's
Cool.
like,
Yeah.
wah, you know,
Warbly.
I hear like my own word, you know, frequencies in my head. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
And I hope to pause. Now, this was sort of getting the feel of it. This is the big one. And then we're going to go into the next one. And this one, my hope is to pause and take a breath after every circle. And so we'll try and do that. I know everybody will be at a different pace, but I want to encourage us to do some deep breathing and see if you can make the circles and simultaneously like connect with that consciousness of our higher self. And we might not feel it. We just like, this is a unique thing, totally new thing, maybe a new thing. And just connecting with what that might feel like. Bottom line, we sent out the signal, right? So the idea is that drawing and efforting and then stepping back with the breath and then receiving. And if anything comes through, pausing and writing it down, right? Or just noteworthy, just noting whatever you're feeling, if it's fuzzy or if you're sleepy or if it's nothing, right? Just bringing that next level into it, right? Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Oh, good.
It's so beautiful. I've been drawing spirals forever and I have never got them completely accurate like this. This is just beautiful and it just invites me in.
Isn't it satisfying?
Yeah, super fun. And it's kind of like you're doing the circles, the measurements, and then it's like, oh my God, like the totality of it catches you, you know? Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Well done, Pauline. Way to hang in there, even with the changing measurements. Nicely done. It's going to communicate no matter what, right? It's like these things are so in love with us that we're doing this, right? There's like this transmission of excitement that we're doing this, that's my belief anyway. All right. Amy, how's it going? Happy? Perplexed?
Yeah, I love it. In fact, I've been looking at it from different angles, and I kind of like looking at it from the larger circle on the bottom, because then it looks sort of conical, and then you're up and then you're looking down into it. Because if you look at it from the bottom, it looks like you're kind of looking up. It just is really cool. You look at it from all different angles. That's what I was doing.
Right. That's the different dimensional play, right? And I think maybe Pauline, oh, Maureen's so excited, but I know that a couple of you have drawn the tesseract, right? And the tesseract being a fourth dimensional shape, right? And so the geometries actually invite us to like shift our perceptual capacity, like literally seeing it going in and seeing it going out. You're creating new neural pathways that then translate and go, oh, there's more regularly. Like I'm looking around and I could see it from this angle, or I could see it from this angle. So you're like, it's creating an expanded perceptual capacity, which is part of the multidimensional thing. Nice sober high. Okay, I love that we're doing this. All right, so we're gonna keep on keeping on. We're gonna do the second circle. All right, so now we want to go back out. We're gonna measure the compass now to 7 centimeters, right? This one is a little bit smaller. All right, it's going to be a 14 centimeter diameter, right? So 7-inch radius, right? And what you're going to do, right? So I was just showing you on the ruler there, but what you want to do is put your pencil point down at that convergence, right, where the larger circle touches this new circle, right? And then that'll give you where the compass point goes, and that's where to put the circle, right? So that's the directive of how to find that next circle, is putting the pencil point at that convergence of the left side of the original circle, and then that shows you how to line that 7 centimeter circle, 14 centimeter circle up. Jeez.
The 7.
I'm just
Not the
7.
measurement, just the number.
7. All right. I'm going to do a little chart here. Even if I do that, though, it's probably going to be a little sneaky. Okay. So we got our 7, we got our circle. All right. Solid. Okay. Same exact thing. We're going to close the compass to 6.5 centimeters. And the pencil point at that convergence is going to show us where the compass point goes. Same exact step. We're orienting the circles to the right side. So it's going to look like, orienting circles to the left. It's only legitimate to say I might be a little fried too, but this stuff is a little boggling. So pencil point to the convergence, that shows you where the compass point goes on the line, and then you're going to do that circle that's arching to the left. And thank you for that point, Pauline. You can either go clockwise or counterclockwise with your circle. Just find whatever works for you. Amy, as I was doing this, I was like, man, she better not do this in pen.
No.
In ink. I mean, I'm only playing with you, but I think that was part of what Leanne was saying. She's like, I'm not at the point where I can do it in ink like Amy, it was something like that. So no. Yeah. Some are easier than others. This one's brand new. Okay. So that was 6.5, correct? So closing are we all there? Do we got it? Thumbs up. Okay. Closing your compass to 6 now, correct? That's the next measurement is 6. Is that where we're at? Okay. 6, same exact step. Pencil point goes down and that curves to the left to give us our third line, our second circle. Yeah. All right. And let's do this. at your own pace, because you've got the pattern now, and I'm going to walk us through centimeter by centimeter, but half a centimeter by half. But I do want to invite you to do a circle and then breathe. Like breathe to the point where you reconnect to that energy that you had in that meditation, right? So I will try and pause as well, but like this is, you know, partnering the left brain and the right brain, right? So we've got the doing, and then with a breath, we can integrate more in the being of this experience, right? Remembering that this is a little bit of time travel here. Portals to the highest frequencies of our consciousness. And then I believe, so you know, do this at your own pace because you've got the measurements now. So if I go ahead and, you know, however it works for you, we're closing the compass to 5.5 centimeters, I believe. Right. Same step. Now, when you get to 4 centimeters, though, pause. So if you've gone ahead, just make sure you stop at 4, I believe. It should be, we'll just get there together. Let's go together. Come on, we're doing the best we can. So 5.5, same, right? Same pattern. Pencil point goes to the convergence. Basically, we're going to want 7 circles, 7 full circles. So that's 5.5. Taking a breath. It's very disorienting, right? We might be a little disoriented. I'm probably just going to be demonstrating this for you, but the images are correct. All right, so 5 centimeters. That gives you that next circle. Taking a breath, kind of recognizing the larger process here.
You said we stop at 4 would be the last one.
I believe so.
Okay.
Or at least let's just check it out. I'm pretty sure that's that one. Right. So then we've got, that's 5. So closing to 4.5 centimeters. That'll give you the next circle layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so right now at 4, it looks like there's 6 rings and the others got 8.
Right. We actually want a total of 7 lines.
7. So we need to go down to 3.5 then.
Yeah, that's it. It's 3.5. Right. 3.5 is, 7 divided by 2. So there you go. So that's 5. So if you're moving with me, still, we're at 4.5 centimeters, right? And giving us the next circle, which should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's one more. Yeah. Right. So there's going to be 8 lines, right? So you want your compass to come down to 3.5
Got it.
centimeters. And that'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
7
lines, which gives us 7
rings.
of the full circles, right?
7. Yeah, 7 rings. Yeah.
Yep.
Just count the
Yep.
space. Right.
Right.
And 1 circle on them.
7. Yeah.
Got
Right.
it.
Yeah. Thanks you guys for hanging in there. It's tricky.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So 8 lines will give us the right measurement. That should be right. Because see, it mirrors, even though the measurements are different, it's mirroring the one on the right, right? It's a little bit smaller, but it's also oddly the same. All right.
Now, design wise, why is it one smaller?
Well, we could go up and ask them.
Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, just wondering.
It's because this is just following how
Okay.
the original. but
Oh,
it is
okay.
curious. No, that would be a great question. I'd like to go up on the ship and ask them.
I think it's like an opening to the saucer. It's like a dome and he just opens it up
Mhm.
like, hello, here I am, inside.
Mhm.
That's what
Right?
it looks like to me.
It might be, it has to be the 7 to partner it to close, right? Or to, it could be that very well.
Yeah.
Could be any number of things. That's what we're opening up, right? We have to figure out what makes the most sense. I believe this is the step where
Hmm.
we close the circle. Is it now at 3.5? Is that where we're at? Yeah, okay, good. So 3.5,
Yes.
and you're going to put the pencil point. We're just flipping the direction again, like the other one. Flipping the direction, and the pencil point is going to go on that inner intersection.
We're
of the
staying
circle.
at 3.5.
We should be 3.5 now. Yes, I believe so.
Is this one smaller or the same size as the last one we just
It
did?
should be smaller. Does that mean we're at 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, me anyway.
3. Okay.
Kelly, that was awesome. So does 3 give us give us this?
Yes.
Okay, so we're at 3. I think without doing it, it's also hard to track. So that was 3. So then we're gonna do, then it's
3 in the other direction. Is that right?
We're going the other direction. Exactly. We
With the
flip the
3.
compass. Yeah, that's 3. And then same step where the pencil point is on the left. The pencil point is going down. It's exactly the same spot actually. And you're just closing by 0.5 centimeter every time. So we did the 3, and I want to encourage that breath step, right? If you feel like you've got the hang of it and you're going in, just pausing, just experiencing it, right? Like 2.5 would be that next circle. 2.5 in, pencil point on the left, same exact step, just closing the compass. Right. Then we've got then we would be down to 2, right? So pencil point goes on the left, 2 centimeters wide on your ruler, and that gives us the 3rd circle in. So fascinating to see it again and again from, doing it this way versus drawing it. So we were at 2. So now we're going down to 1.5, right? Pencil point going on the left, same step, 1.5. Yeah, all sorts of insights and wisdom, right? Just breathing with like you're actually possibly opening a portal with every circle, right? So that was 1. So then I believe we're down to 0.5 centimeter. Is that right? I feel like I messed up, and I think I skipped one. You guys are able to see that it's like, concentric, like one after another, then it's spaced the same. So if I'm getting the numbers wrong, then that's quite possible. We started with, does everybody's looking like this, or is it smaller? Are they equidistant?
Yeah.
Equidistant, okay. And then you should have one more circle in here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should be like 7 lines on this one because we had a 7 centimeter wide circle. So dividing it by 0.5 centimeter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oopsies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So we want 8 lines. That inner circle hopefully is 0.5 centimeter in diameter and a 1 centimeter full circle. Did we get there?
Yep.
All right. Fabulous. All right. So let's just pause with that. Let's just be with it for a minute and see what happens. Maybe going into reconnecting with that space. I feel like we should just look at them for a minute and see if anything comes through, breathing. just like we did.
So the last
Yeah.
one, 1/2 centimeter or 1 centimeter?
1/2 centimeter wide, which will give us a centimeter
Yeah.
diameter, right? It gets tricky in there, so
Yeah, it's
small.
like this
I
slips
know.
so much. I don't know how to do that.
Well, it takes a lot of practice, right? With
Okay,
that certain
okay.
compass. I mean, there's that as well, because normally we wouldn't be going so small, right? So it's awkward to do
Is
in
it better
this.
with this one or no?
It might be. Yeah, that would be, you'll have to practice on your next one.
Next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So, all right. Amy's looking at it big there. All right, good. But let's like we do the assessment thing, but let's just take some breaths. So just like that gentle gaze sort of coming back into that meditative place, right? Like combining the two with some deep breaths whenever you're ready, no rush, at your own pace. And then allowing yourself to play visually, perceptually, right, as you breathe, using your physical eyes. Play for a minute, watching the shifts of the cones, perceptual shifts. Maybe breathing and bringing on the witness of who's the one shifting the perspective, right? How is that working, right? So that witnessing of all of the processes that are going on at once that we are not aware of, right? Playing with that, breathing into that, the integration, right? And then deepening your breath to feel into the formation, right? Kind of going beyond that physical vision, perceptual play, maybe integrating that, but also dropping into the body, dropping in with the breath, and sort of bringing the focus to a feeling that might be there. Nice deep breaths, integrating the two, integrating that visual connection, but also the emotional connection, how they go hand in hand. Or maybe if at some point the visual gets overwhelming, you can close your eyes. You'll probably still see it even with your eyes closed. So just playing around in the sensory here, breathing, noticing on multiple levels. And doing what feels comfortable, right? Like encouraging the breath, but also allowing, right? If it gets overwhelming, or, that pause for feeling might involve your eyes being closed. Just connecting with all the different ways to take it in. And as you're feeling, right, notice in your body, is there any place where it's fluttering or strong? Is there any place in your body that you're feeling it more strongly than others? Just building your sensory connection beyond the visual. and this multi-sensory consciousness, right? This is how we bridge that telepathic, right? This is how we're bridging our consciousness to conceive of more all at once, right? We're bringing our awareness to all of the ways that we communicate with intelligent life forms, intelligent patterns, opening to receive information from all sensory receptors, right? The feeling, the visual, the sensory. And then taking a nice deep breath, see if you can soften your visual vision and activate your inner eye vision, right? Activating the capacity to integrate both the material, obvious, 3D sensory input, also opening to the unseen, the energetic, that your higher self, future self, through your inner eye, through your inner vision, start sensing, opening that channel. Noticing what arises. Whatever works for you. Just the listening, developing the listening. And as you're tuning into that inner awareness, see if you can invite any kind of messages, any kind of information from that future self, that essence of you that we connected with earlier. That this formation can be a sending and a receiving, a simultaneous beacon out and receiving in of whatever we put in motion to receive right now. Just trusting that the highest and best is coming to us in ways that may register or ways that don't. Not yet, anyway. Kind of receiving anything in the totality of what's, and just opening without judgment, without form of, just receiving the benevolence of communication. Noticing wherever you're at. Breathing and appreciating the aspects of you that are calling in communication. Just connecting with whatever it is you've called in today by showing up. Appreciating that, knowing that it's fully in support of our evolutionary growth. And whenever you're feeling ready, perhaps you already have, coming to a resting place of closing your eyes, continuing to sense into the experience of the crop circle and the communication. Connecting with your breath, just noticing where you're at, noticing what you're experiencing. Appreciating the perfection of whatever it's looking like. And maybe without that visual stimulation, another inventory of where do you feel anything? What, if anything, do you feel? And then that brings us back into our bodies and maybe wriggling your feet, your toes, giving your legs a little massage, just sort of bringing yourself all the way back to this physical form, this multisensory, amazing human body. Recognizing that we are fairly altered. Whenever you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back to our visual space. Sometimes it can be interesting to move between those meditations and any messages you might have gotten or information or connectivity. If you feel like you can share, you're welcome to do so. And if you don't feel up for sharing, simply acknowledging that and just coming on and saying hello. And just a simple acknowledgement so that we're all hearing our voices. And yes, Maureen.
Oh, if I can remember how to operate myself. Oh, goodness gracious. These are huge. And thank you. It's such a wonderful gift. Thank you, everybody. I've actually got a painting at the moment that there's a spiral in the belly. And I've been trying to do the spiral, and it's not enough. I know how to do it now. So anyway, thank you. When I went deeply in, these two patterns, two different sizes, they said they're two different frequencies that marry together in the figure 8. Then, what they say, into the infinite 8 shape. Use these. These can be made for situations that are not in clarity, not in balance. I'm trying to find the word for that. So go in to one and find the matching frequency to balance it and make that figure 8. So that's an interesting little option.
Yeah. Awesome.
That was fun.
Can we see it?
Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love hearing from everybody because I wouldn't have thought about the 8 and the balancing. Oh, brilliant.
Just gorgeous. Yeah,
so pretty. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we got it. Like to try and communicate that is awkward. Oh, brilliant. Oh, and I love that you were writing some inspirations down. That's so great. And they may come, right? This is part of it, is it may be evident now, or keep an eye out that they may like flood in at some point, or dream time. You know, I love putting them under the pillow. So all sorts of options.
I forget them otherwise. I always think I won't forget. This is so important. I'll never forget. But I do. So now I write them down. Yes.
Yep. Dream
And
come
one
work.
day I find them again, and I go, oh,
Perfect timing in that, right? I love that practice.
thank you.
Right. Thank you. All right. How's everybody doing? Yeah, Amy.
Yeah. You know, you live in Arizona, so you know what geodes are, you know, and yeah. So I'm feeling like it's some geode to the universe that, you know, there's the crust out the outside and then you cut it open. There's like a hinge on the back of it, and then you're looking down into infinity on each side. So that's what was my visual was that. Beautiful.
That's profound too, right? Geode to the universe. Yeah. Yeah, just on a Saturday afternoon, you know.
Yeah, but there's kind of like there's that hinge, and like when the hinge, when you're looking at it up vertically, and each side and if you were to close it, they would just be unified in that one space. But you open it up and you just see the infinity going into each side, just like a geode. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I get that. Thank you.
love that. Such a like everybody's shares are always so amazing. It's part of the group. Like there's that a little bit of that hassle, like, oh, I'm doing this with other people. What's the pressure? But man, it is so delicious to hear each other's insights. So thank you. God. Yeah. All right. Pauline, you just jumped in. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's insights are different, and I think it comes from where we are in our space and our, in our time.
Yeah.
And so in my space, first of all, I got some real pressure, like right here. And but it was, doable. But it was just right there. And then it started like my whole head was like tingling and buzzy and all that. But I felt like I was also going in, and I kind of just going into these dimensions and just kind of falling in it, kind of thing. And so that's probably where those feelings came from, I think. But it wasn't a bad thing, of course. And then I started to feel like, okay, so I'm trusting this process. And that's my issue right now too. I got to trust this time I'm in. And so I'm going to trust this process of falling into something and I don't know what the heck's at the end of it. But the message that I asked for, what does this mean? Blah, 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 was, well, you mentioned evolutionary growth, but I had already gotten the message before you said that, and you kind of confirmed it. Is the words "don't stop, keep going."
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, what do I do next? But don't stop, keep going. And that's all part of my evolutionary growth. And as I take all these different classes and expand and expand and expand, because that's been my word for 2 or 3 years. It's expansive, and that's definitely what I'm doing. And they're saying, don't stop, keep going. So I feel like it was a message from my star family, I guess. I don't know, but it was cool. So I'm so glad you did this. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. This really, I mean, I could have done a lot of different things or not done it. And you really inspired so much. And don't stop, keep going. Hey, future self, great message, right? Star family, all of it. That is
and flexing.
Yeah. Yep. Flexing the trust muscle. Oof.
Yeah.
Just like going to the gym.
Yeah, you don't know what these layers are going to show. There are layers, they're multi-dimensional layers. You just don't know what's the next layer is going to be. So like kind of have to take the fear out of that and then just trust. So yeah.
Well, it becomes that feedback loop, right? Where you trust and then you're rewarded. So then you trust more. And then, and it develops how you move forward. Because you're like, ooh, that doesn't feel good, and going, don't stop because you'll keep getting it. But also like just signing up for this class, just having signed up for the crop circles or all of Zenka's things, like the joyous celebration of you saying, please, yes, more. how could anything less than a benevolent, supportive response come? It's so
Yeah.
beautiful when we outreach, when we are saying, yes, please. So
Mhm.
yeah, so you've already won, right? We've already said, like, even if we don't get anything back, we've already said, I believe you're there. I trust this is happening. Show me the way. And so here we just draw crop circles.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Pauline. Yeah, don't stop. Keep going. I'm going to take that one.
Okay.
Ugh. Sorry, that was out loud. Shelley, you want to finish this off here?
Yeah, I was not able to go into a meditative state because mine wanted to be colored.
Which is its own meditative state.
So as I'm listening and I'm coloring and you know, interacting with, they look like eyeballs to me right now. Which is kind of interesting. And Pauline, this morning I drew an angel card, you know, and it was trust. I'm like, "Ah, that damn word." But that was kind of fun. And I was thinking about Archangel Jophiel because she came and helped my massage therapist yesterday, and we were working through some stuff. So I was just thinking about
Nice.
the eyeballs because they look like eyes to me, and coloring with yellow and listening. So, and then interesting that you're wearing yellow today because that's her color.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I was thinking about that and just some other messages I had recently that all had to do with illusion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of feeling, what was that about? So
Big
maybe,
stuff.
yeah, big stuff. So it was hard for me to zone out there, but it will come as I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be
And the
calm.
coloring, the coloring is, again, it's kind, I mean, it's a little bit of a creative, it's a lot of the creative piece coming in, but it's also kind of like that preoccupation so that the, you know, the contemplation on the other realms, you know, is happening.
I was doing. So anyway, this is kind of what it's starting to look like, right?
Oh, geez, let me spotlight you. Hang on. Oh, yeah. I would want to color it too,
Oh,
because you want to
yes.
like get those rings in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to
love it.
colour as well.
Yeah, good. Good. That's the
What I'm
idea.
gonna do after this, yeah.
Yeah. Pauline, there, one other thing I wanted to say is that sort of like that head feeling, you know, that is typically the response for working with your third eye. It gets a little crunchy in there, like a little pressury, and I have that as well. I really went into that part as I was trying to talk and just like aware of like that's part of the muscle, but that's also part of the receptivity, is that opening all of the senses, right? That physical, that visual, that, you know.
Yeah. Is that like the pineal gland activating too, or no? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
It's like inside.
Yep. Seat of
Weird.
the seat of the soul. Yeah, we're turning it on. I mean, and you look at the crop circle phenomenon in general, right? Like they have the potential to do this, and going in deeply is what they're, you know, designed to help us with, I believe. So I feel like we're part of the genius crew that get that, you know, and spending time with it. And meditate, draw, whichever, do keep an eye out for the synchronicities, for all of the ways that feel like maybe other communication, and just keep a note, and then we'll talk next week and we'll figure out which crop circle we're going to draw, and we'll just keep going. I'm so thrilled. Yeah, Maureen, are you, is that
Yeah, what year was this one from?
2006?
2006. Has
Mhm.
it got a name?
Well, it's got the fields. They always have the field. So 1 second, I'll find
I think it
it.
was wormhole, wasn't it?
No, I mean, I
Oh,
call it the wormhole. They
that's
call
what
it
we're calling
nesting
it.
crescents, but the fields, the farmer's field, was called Windmill Hill, like a
Okay.
windmill, and that's in Wiltshire County, and it was on June 30th of 2006, so that you could find it if you go to like temporary temples or crop circle.
Yeah, I'll find that.
Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you.
All right, beautiful, and thank you to
Thank
you
you.
all as well. So amazing to share this time and do this kind of thing with you guys. So,
Thank you.
Good.
all right, yeah. All right, have a wonderful week, and just we'll see you on the flip side.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Peace to your
Thanks.
mother and you.
All right,
Peace
thank
to your
you.
mother and you.
I'll take that. Thank
Really.
you. All right,
Mhm.
thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.